Okay, so I've been thinking. First off, Happy New Year to a lot of you. Hopefully, this year is better than the last. Second off, for right now at least, I just don't really think. I just don't think it's the best idea to make YouTube videos again, necessarily. What I mean by that is that I just don't think it's right to do what I was doing before I went on my hiatus. For at least for right now. Because when I went on hiatus, I was kind of fucked up in the head. Like a lot of shit was just it wasn't good. A lot of shit was just it was just messing with me. And I didn't feel right making YouTube content or live streaming with that kind of mentality. And so I took a hiatus. And I just decided, you know what, I'm going to distance myself from everybody, even my own friends for a bit. And then I came back to hang out with my friends, and that really helped out a lot. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to start, actually making and recording content again. But it would only be stuff I would just, make and record just in, a day or something. Like, less than a day. And, yeah, that's kind of it. And I've been doing that for a bit now. And my excuse here is it's just I've been doing it a bit so that I can focus more on a major project that I'm working on personally. Which, to those who want to know what the project is, those who haven't really been, in the know or anything, it's what I was planning to do was I was going to come back to YouTube in 2026 or even 2027 as sort of this animated avatar, because I was gonna take my avatar and redesign her and then animate her, and I'm still in the process of doing that. I just am starting to think that maybe it doesn't need to be specifically a YouTube thing or even a streaming thing. Maybe I can just do it because it's something for me, And that got me thinking, maybe I just don't need to put so much of my time and effort into something that I just don't think is really worth it, It's like, at the end of the day, YouTube for me is it's not a career, and I don't intend it to make it into a career. I make videos on the occasionally. I'll put effort into making a good project every so often, but I just don't know if it's the right call anymore to keep doing that, I got priorities, yeah, but it's also I don't know, it just feels like this is I'm putting so much effort into something, putting so much time into something, and it's just not feeling like it's worth it at sometimes. I don't know. I mean, there are still videos, there are still projects I do want to kind of focus on in the future and put on this channel and everything. I just don't really know if I want to, because okay, let me give you more of a rundown of what my thought process was. It was essentially, my thought process was every other month I do a recorded and edited video, and in between those every other months, right? So if I'm making a recorded video every January to and March and then May and so on, in between those months, right? So every 6 months I'm making an edited video, and every 6 months I'm making art. I'm making a time lapse and whatnot. In between all of that, I'm doing video game content. And yeah, all of that shit is just it's way too much. It's way too much. And then I started just dialing it back with some quick to easy edit videos, but also some videos I pre-recorded, like my podcast, and I stopped streaming. And then I kind of realized, maybe if I just kind of have it like this, maybe if I just kind of have my content like this, where I back off of focusing on what is and isn't good for a platform that doesn't care about me, a platform that doesn't care about the people who actually do care about me, and so on and so forth, you know, maybe I would just be happier. Maybe it would just, maybe a lot of the stuff that I make would have a lot more meaning and value to me, as opposed to whatever is just kind of whatever people, I guess, or whatever not even people, whatever this, like, this machine wants out of me, essentially. So, yeah, that's my thought process right now. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't think it's right to come back to YouTube. At least, not yet. I don't think it's right to come back at any time soon, either. I think it's just kind of right to treat this more on the back burner. Like, sure, I'll get my friends together, or I'll get an idea and I'll do a podcast episode. That's fine. I can get that done in, like, maybe a couple of hours, and then the following day just put it all together and then maybe release it sometime later down the line for YouTube, sure. And, you know, if I got like the motivation to do it, maybe I can come out with like a manga or an anime discussion video that I really want to talk about. But otherwise, I just kind of feel like maybe it's just best that I take a step back and I focus more on my actual life and more on what I'm passionate about, and less about everything here. Less about everything on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe it was a sign that this was just supposed to be in the cards for over 6 years now. I started doing this channel back in like taking it seriously and everything back in 2020, and that was already a bad time. And then in between that, later on down the line, I was working like part-time and full-time jobs, and this was hell to manage. And things have kind of been back and forth. I gone to school, I had moved, and you know, it just felt like this had always been something I put my attention to, but it always felt like something that was always secondary, that I was treating like primary. So, and now I'm here. And it just feels like I would much prefer that I pop up occasionally with maybe a video or something, less focused on what's going on with YouTube and more focused on stuff I'm actually like genuinely passionate about, like stuff like my art, stuff like, you know, picking up and learning animation more, hell, even learning how to do 3D art, like 3D modeling and whatnot, because I have installed Blender and I kind of want to learn that for like 3D environments like buildings and whatnot, so that I can use to help my own art. I kind of want to focus on that as opposed to what is good for YouTube, or what is good for what an audience on YouTube wants or anything necessarily. Although I imagine the most of you probably come across this video don't even know who I am. I'm gonna be real. But it's fine. I've long since stopped caring about making this into something that's not... I don't know. Call that whatever you want, but it is what it is. It's this... I don't know really what to do with this. Anything. But either way, I just feel like it's probably best for me to really take a back seat. Again, I don't just want to stop making, these projects and editing videos and whatnot that I'm happy about or passionate about or want to show to people. I just kind of want to take a step back. I don't know. I don't think it's... Maybe it is burnout. Maybe it is burnout, but... I don't know. What do you call it if it's... like... just... I don't know what you would call it. Because... I don't know. I guess just... I'm prioritizing my personal life over my life online. I don't know. Maybe that's just it. Maybe I just don't really give a fuck about my online life and want more of my personal time, more of my personal life. And if people are upset about that, well, I don't care. Because a lot of the times, you're not in my life. You're not in my life, and you're not the people I genuinely am worried about and everything. And if people are, happy about that, well, it's good to hear. And again... But at the same time, again, it's just like, I'm not really too concerned about what other people think with this as much as I am concerned about... I don't know, I guess I'm just concerned about with what the people in my life think about this, and I think across the board they probably would say it is a good idea that I just stop kind of doing this as much and focusing more on stuff that I'm like actually passionate about. Because I'm not passionate about, streaming video games. I'm not passionate about constantly editing content that takes me, like, weeks and whatnot to make for, like, videos that are, like, maybe 10 minutes or so. I'm not really passionate about any of that stuff as much as I am just kind of dedicated to it. There's one thing I've just been passionate about, back and forth, it always comes back to art, because that's what I'm most passionate about. No matter the case, that is what I am doing. Like when I was, like last year and the year before, when I was in a fucked up place, I was drawing, I was making art, I was working on that, and that actually made me happy. It's kind of always been the thing that I think about it since I started doing YouTube, is that art has just constantly made me happy. So I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to work on that. It is what it is. As for any like content possibly that's going to be down the line, I mean, I have some videos that are in the works, kinda on and off. Like I got a video about Pokemon I want to talk about down the line. I had considered doing something with, I don't know, like gacha content like Wuthering Waves and whatnot, but at the same time, I mean, after sort of how I dealt with the games I played with Hoyoverse, I kind of fallen off the idea that maybe I need to do content for gacha games. I've kind of fallen off that idea, and I kind of want to move away from it. So maybe I just won't do that. Instead, maybe I'll just like make it just something I kind of do with my friends in our own private time. Regarding the podcast, I have considered like other ideas instead of just simply discussing fiction, as we have been. I have considered just kind of other ideas to focus on and other activities we could do in the podcast, and just kind of, changing up some things every so often. Like I like doing what we do, but it's just like sometimes I think it's important to, just add something new, add something different. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's really gonna like it. I don't really know exactly who's watching my podcast. I don't know, but I'm doing it because I want to. I'm doing it because I like it. But whatever. Yeah. So I think that's gonna be it. Yeah. I don't know how this year is gonna go, and if anything like last year happens, chances are I'm probably gonna be away from YouTube more for personal reasons. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this decision and whatnot is going to pan out later down the year or later down the line, but I guess if there's anything to take from it, I don't know how this choice is going to play out, but it's mine to make. So, yeah. Take care. Peace.